It'll be Ryan Kalkbrenner and Jonas Adu to jump it up here in Detroit for a spot in the Elite Eight.
And both these teams primarily man-to-man. That's what you're going to see from them. Creighton could throw a little zone here and there, maybe. Probably not, though.
Here's Meshack. We just talked about him. He misses the first shot of the game.
He shoots it decent, but he's only made 14 this year. Doesn't shoot a lot of them.
Zakai Ziegler, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, matched up with Stephen Ashworth, and now it's in the hands of Trey Alexander. Ashworth, Kalkbrenner's wide open.
They run that pick and roll as good as anybody in the country. Adu that time didn't get back fast enough, and he is capable because he can really move for a big guy. If he's going to hedge, he's got to get back there quickly.
Here's Dalton Knecht over to Ziegler. He'll launch a deep three. Spins around and out. The rebound loose. Alexander had it, lost it. Meshack to the ground, and the possession arrow favors the Blue Jays.
You take a look at this pick and roll that Creighton runs here. Now, Adu is doing a good job hedging, but he stays out a little too long, and nobody decides to help on Kalkbrenner. He shoots 65% from the field because he gets a lot of those.
Here's the Tennessee pressure, something that Greg McDermott spent a good time practicing yesterday here on the floor at Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah, they practice, they press like 12% of the time, which is number 19 in the nation in terms of how often they do it. So they press a lot.
Alexander locates Shireman. Shireman with the shot clock at 4. Tough pass and a turnover.
You know, Greg McDermott was concerned about turnovers in this game because of the pressure Tennessee puts on, but he's not as concerned about those kind of turnovers. He's concerned about live ball turnovers that become baskets.
That was one of his keys that he gave us. Also attacking the press. This should be an up and down game as Knecht hits his first shot of the day.
He comes off those 2 screens on top and he's ready to fire. Shireman is guarding Knecht, but Knecht is not guarding Shireman. Meshack is. But now they've switched.
And a turnover by Alexander as Meshack takes it away. Knecht in transition, and Kalkbrenner met him at the rim. And now a stoppage. What a play by Kalkbrenner.
Knecht goes hard to the basket. Looked like he wanted to dunk it, but Kalkbrenner, second in the nation in block shots.
The shot clock. You can see the ball hit the rim. Shot clock's at 19. I think that's what Tony Padilla is talking to the scorers table about. With 17:57 on the clock. Another look.
Yeah, but the ball hit the rim.
Tennessee basketball.
Off of Kalkbrenner's hand.
Ziegler into the lane, puts up a high arcing shot, no good. Shireman with the rebound.
And this is the pace that Creighton likes because they want to see if they can get these threes in transition. James is all over Shireman.
Shireman deep position, now looking for somewhere to go. Step back, no good. Tennessee had to work hard to hold off Texas in the second round. A 4-point win. Didn't have their best that day. 3 of 25 from deep, but still found a way to dig it out.
Hey, when you shoot 34% and 12% from 3 and you win an NCAA tournament game, you play really good defense. And this Tennessee team is number 3, according to Ken Pom, of defensive efficiency.
Mason Miller for 3. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, this Creighton team has some Purdue-like things. They have 4 guys on the perimeter that can all shoot the 3, and 1 good big man in the middle in Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Knecht is fouled on the shot. Mason Miller, 45% from deep this year. That led the Big East.
And Creighton is one of the top teams in the nation in using screens to shoot jump shots. That time, Tennessee, normally a great defensive team, didn't guard that screen well at all.
Dalton Knecht moving up the charts at Tennessee. Most points in a single season. Watch the men's Sweet 16 on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now to stay up to date on all the action. How do you make sense of what this kid did this year, from Northern Colorado to the SEC Player of the Year?
I asked Rick Barnes yesterday, I said, hey, did you know he's going to be this good? He said, what, are you crazy? I've known Rick Barnes for 35 years.
Shireman. Yeah, we didn't get much from Barnes yesterday. You guys were just telling stories the whole time.
Oh, I hadn't seen him in so long. We had a lot of stories, that's for sure. But you know, Shireman, what he scored down there, he can take it and make his own shot, which is one of the reasons why he's such a good player.
Shot clock inside 10. Knecht comes to get it. Shireman's right there. They do the screen. Here's Meshack, another three. And Ashworth the rebound.
Good job by Tennessee in transition that time defensively.
Tennessee has started 1 of 7 from the floor, but they get a turnover here. Knecht with Ashworth chasing. Ashworth poked it away.
They led the SEC this year in turnovers forced.
And that's a three from Josiah Jordan James.
And their points off turnovers, that's what Greg McDermott was most concerned about. That was a live ball turnover. That's what he does not want. I'll tell you, Meshack is a very, very physical player.
Junior from Fontana, California, with the shot clock at 5 for the Blue Jays. Shireman with 3. He's going to have to put one up. Shireman with the shot clock winding down, and great defense by Tennessee. That's what they do. But what a start here in Detroit. 7-6 Blue Jays out to an early lead. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Dalton Knecht with 3 early points. Evan, what a progression for Knecht.
Andrew, he embodies growth. Take a look at where he started as a sophomore. 5'7" to 6 feet to 6'3", and then finally reaching 6'6". But somewhat lost in this is how his game grew as well. And talking to him yesterday, he never lost hope, despite the fact that he had no offers coming out, had to spend 2 years at junior college, obviously 1 year at Northern Colorado. And his message to anyone out there listening is, carve your own path, run your own race. Don't have to be the #1 guy out of the gate. It's incredible.
Well, it's an incredible story, because to go from that league and then to be he's probably a top 15 pick in the NBA draft this year.
James, his second 3.
And watch how how Shireman was guarding Knecht on that possession. He is face guarding him, not worrying about help, just wanting to deny him.
Creighton has already turned it over 4 times, and Tennessee is out to an 8-0 advantage in points off turnovers. Shireman deep position again, and this one drops.
Take a look at how Shireman is guarding Knecht. He's not even looking at the ball. He's just looking at Knecht.
There's Jordan Gainey floating one home. Gainey will play important minutes tonight with Santiago Vescovi out with an illness.
Yeah, I mean, he has not shot the ball well this year in his career. He's been a really good shooter, but he is lethal coming off that bench for Tennessee.
Tobe Awaka is also on the floor for the Volunteers.
He's a really good sub, too. Tough kid, strong.
Shireman over Knecht. Yes. Wow. Evan was talking about Dalton Knecht running his own race. Same for Shireman, who started at South Dakota State. That was his only Division I offer. Transferred to Creighton, and now a third-team All-American.
Yeah, I mean, Shireman comes from the Summit League. The kid Grant Nelson last night for Alabama scored 24 points. He's from North Dakota State, also in the Summit League. Those are two high-level transfers.
Ziegler, a three. Tennessee started 1 for 7. Since then, they've made 4 in a row. Francisco Farabello at the scorer's table for the Blue Jays. Usually their first man off the bench.
And they don't use that bench too much.
Alexander trying to get cooking. That one halfway down and out.
And you can see Tennessee, Sakai Ziegler likes to push the pace. Tough shot.
That three no good, and Alexander grabs it out of the air.
Ziegler,
look at him, what defense, trying to save it. He was out of bounds. It'll be Creighton basketball.
You're talking about the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, and he didn't even lead the league in steals. This guy puts more pressure on the ball than anybody in the country.
Only the 3rd SEC Defensive Player of the Year under 6 feet tall. He's 5'9". Cheer on your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop.
I think you travel.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's contingent felt the same. 5 to shoot for Alexander. Shireman not aware of it, now puts one up. Not a good possession there for Creighton.
Waka cannot shoot the ball, so they're not guarding him out there at all. Kalkbrenner plays drop defense anyway.
Waka inside now, over Kalkbrenner, no. Farabello on the floor with the ball, and 11.5 to go in the first. Kalkbrenner, and a foul on Gainey inside. 11:30 to go, first half, and the Volunteers lead by 2. Godzilla Kong, the new Empire. Experience it on the big screen and in IMAX, now playing only in theaters. Back here in Detroit, and a short time ago, Evan with Rick Barnes.
Well, Coach, what's working well defensively against a Creighton team that's tough to slow down?
Well, they are. They're a really good offensive team, and we wanted to come out and be aggressive on the ball screen, and they were ready for it and got us with a quick layup there. But just got to stay attached, but we can't get stretched out too far. We really can, and we got to obviously make them guard on that end down there.
How does the Vescovy absence impact rotations and things?
Well, it does, because he's a terrific defensive player and obviously his experience, but it is what it is, and we got enough guys here that we got to get the job done.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, Rick made a good point about making them guard them in the offensive end to wear them out a little bit, and he doesn't want to get stretched out, which is easy to do against Creighton because of the way they shoot the ball.
Knecht 1 for 2. Shireman's 3 for 6 as Alexander misfires.
And now with Jason Green in the game, they're not nearly as potent from the three-point line.
Gainey knocks down the jumper. Jason Green had a great game against Oregon, a career-high 9 rebounds and 4 points off the bench.
He was terrific. The difference in this game right now, Andrew, is 8 points off turnovers for Tennessee.
Kalkbrenner working on J.P. Estrella. Oh, he spins on Estrella and throws it down.
He was trying for a while, but eventually
Knecht comes up short. And Estrella is one of the guys that, as you said, normally probably wouldn't be in the rotation, but is tonight.
He wouldn't be, but tonight they have to put him out there.
Shireman has had the ball in his hands a lot so far tonight. Misses this shot.
You know, you're better off with the ball in his hands than whoever Ziegler's guarding, that's for sure.
Knecht for 3. But before the shot, an offensive foul as Shireman was sent to the floor. That's going to go on Meshack.
Yeah, it's an illegal screen here on the handoff. Doesn't give Shireman, any kind of room there, just runs into him.
That's his first personal on the second team foul.
First Tennessee turnover in the last 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Ashworth on the bench right now for the Blue Jays.
I'll tell you, Trey Alexander's having trouble finding. Usually he's the mid-range king for Creighton.
This Tennessee defense off to a hot start. Alexander can't break free. Now a step back, tough shot, air ball.
They defend the ball. You know, to be a good defensive team, you have to stop the ball first, and that's what they do.
Knecht. First 2 NCAA tournament games, Knecht averaged 20 points per game. Shireman left alone for 3. Won't go. Green tipped it out of bounds to Tennessee.
And here's where Kalkbrenner's drop coverage, and you'll see Kalkbrenner right there. His drop coverage is going to hurt because Knecht coming off that screen, and he's just pulling up. There's nobody there, and he can do that with the best of them.
A look from our AT&T connected cam, and no relation to Knecht, but we do have plenty of cameras on him as well. Our director, Andy Goldberg, producer, Jonathan Siegel, statistician, Ethan Cooperson.
And Knecht is the reason why a lot of people think Tennessee can go a long way, because Rick Barnes' teams, that's a tough shot. Rick Barnes' teams have been great defensively for years, but inconsistent scoring.
Knecht misses twice on the possession. Gainey knocked it off Farabello. Great play.
Wow, that is some
Jordan Gainey.
That is some tremendous hustle. I mean, that's what you call not giving up on a play.
That's what March is all about with 9:07 to go.
But Knecht had a couple of pretty good looks. 39% three-point shooter, and he's made a ton of them this year.
Ziegler, no, and the rebound to Green. Creighton has missed 6 of their last 7 shots. Shireman on the attack, knocked out of bounds. Great defense by the Vols.
The thing about Tennessee is they also are very physical defensively.
Kalkbrenner off the inbound, missed it in tight. And out of bounds, it'll stay with the Blue Jays. Knecht to the bench to get a breather. He averages 30 minutes per game. Shireman to Kalkbrenner. And a whistle. As Ashworth is down, and grabbing onto his neck, and a foul was called against Tennessee. It's going to go on James as we take another look. Ooh,
wow. He just ran him down. You know, that's a foul, obviously, and they're going to look at it.
Yeah, they are going to look at it.
But, you know, when you set screens like that, it makes them think about it the whole game, Creighton. They are a physical team. I'm not saying you wanted to have a flagrant foul, but when you screen that hard, those guys get leery of it on the other team.
One more look at this one right at your screen. Ashworth and James with that shoulder.
I mean, obviously he's just trying to run through the screen. No question it's a common foul. I don't think it's a flagrant.
Just a common foul, Tony Padilla confirms.
But I tell you, when you run through a screen like that, Andrew, you make the other team think twice about screening you. I'm telling you, it's natural.
Gene Steratore telling us that he agrees with the call on the court, just a common foul. 8:40 to go, and Ashworth will stay out there.
That makes me happy when Gene agrees.
Yeah, I know. It's important to you.
It's very important. Very important to me.
Farabello with an air ball on a 3. Creighton has just 2 points in the last 5 minutes.
You know, they were successful with the high pick and roll once or twice. They should get back to that a little bit, maybe. Running a little flex, Tennessee. Haven't seen that in a while.
Adu. And Kalkbrenner able to secure it. Adu has been quiet so far. He's 0 for 2.
Now they switched up there. Adu on Ashworth. Meshack on Kalkbrenner.
Creighton having a hard time penetrating this defense. Shireman will try, and he draws the foul.
Points gonna be hard to come by in this one. 18-14 Tennessee.
We're back with a look at our game summary. Creighton scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 6 seconds. They're 1 for their last 10. Evan with Greg McDermott.
Well, Coach, you've seen a little over 12 minutes of this Tennessee defense. How do you want your guys to attack it?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we're holding the ball a little bit too much, and when we get stuck, we got to have some receivers available. And then I'd like to see us get out and transition a little bit more. I think we're a little bit stagnant once we get there.
Coach, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt they got to try and get out in the open court, because playing against this half-court defense can be brutal because they're so physical and so well-schooled in not allowing dribble penetration. And all of them are versatile defenders. They force a tough shot there. So I absolutely see what Greg McDermott's talking about. We get out in transition before that defense is set, we might get something a little bit easier. But right now, Andrew, they have 12 points, Tennessee. 8 points off turnovers, 4 points on second chance points. 12 of their 18 are kind of opportunistic type points.
Well, earlier this week, Greg McDermott said no disrespect to UConn, but this is the best defensive team we've seen all year. I'm talking about Tennessee. UConn's defense pretty good too.
Pretty good. But they don't put the kind of heat on you that these guys do. They don't steal it like these guys do. These guys put tremendous pressure on you. Different kind of defense.
Ziegler, high arcing shot is good. He's got 5 points here in the first half.
And they're much better off, I think, letting Trey Alexander bring the ball up and not Ashworth, because he's got Ziegler on him. And Ziegler is so tough on the ball. He doesn't let you run your offense.
Ashworth can't get the ball because Ziegler's all over him.
Look how far out they're running their offense. When you're 35 feet out, it's hard to get a good shot.
Alexander and a Kalkbrenner.
That has worked a couple of times, though.
Dalton Knecht back on the floor for Tennessee. 6 points, 4 rebounds for Kalkbrenner in the early going. Adu trying to get in the score sheet. He does. His first field goal of the night. Four-point game with 6.5 to go in the first. I mean, look at that by Ziegler. Out of bounds, but he is just everywhere.
And it's the second time that Adu stayed too long. He stays too long there, and that's why Kalkbrenner is able to get. This is the second time they've been able to do this, because Adu hung around too long on to guard the guy with the ball.
Five on the shot clock. Alexander can't get the 3 to go.
You know, he's been their most inconsistent shooter, and he's not really getting to the basket like he normally does.
Alexander 0 for 4. Adu misses in tight, and Miller flies in for the rebound. And Greg McDermott is saying, guys, let's go. Let's push in transition. Ashworth poked away by Ziegler. It'll be Creighton basketball.
Let's face it, this game is a little ugly. That helps Tennessee. They're more used to being in these kind of grind-out affairs than Creighton is.
Head to Bleacher Report for the latest episodes of From the Point by Trae Young, featuring the Basketball Stars conversations with A-list guests and his unique perspective on stories from around the league. Download the Bleacher Report app to watch now. Shireman a deep 3. Book it.
You can't, like, you know, Adu said, he's not going to shoot, he's too far out. He didn't have his hand up, and he's got long arms. Shireman, you got to guard him everywhere.
Knecht with the answer at the other end. Knecht has 7, Shireman has a dozen.
You got to get it. You got to get out on this guy right away.
Shireman able to locate Miller. Meshack on the bench for Tennessee. He's got 2 fouls. Alexander counted and 1. His first field goal of the night.
You know, they've got 2 guys, Creighton, that can really go off the dribble. Shireman and Trey Alexander. And against a defense like this, you need to do that every so often for sure. A good finish by Trey Alexander.
Now Meshack with 2, and that was Jordan Gainey's second foul. Again, Tennessee without Santiago Vescovi tonight, out with an illness.
Well, they're going a little deeper right now than they normally do.
Freddie Dilion, who's playing in just his 18th game, has entered for Tennessee.
I know this was not Rick Barnes' plan for the NCAA tournament.
Knecht. Oh, what a shot fake, but then poked away by Alexander out of bounds to Tennessee.
And the other thing that Tennessee is making Creighton do, they're going deep into the shot clock. And that's why Trey Alexander was able to get that and go to the basket. So it's that half-court defense that's making Creighton hold the ball for a long time.
Adu will take another jumper, and this one's pure. Every point is earned so far tonight. Ashworth for 3. Yes.
You know, they didn't do a good job of playing that screen that time.
That was his first shot of the night, and it goes down for the senior from Alpine, Utah. Knecht trying to answer, cannot. Shireman the defensive rebound, wants to push. Creighton running, Alexander, transition 3 is way short. And now Tennessee running the other way. Dilion out to Knecht, left alone, can't do that.
Great pass by Dilion. He drives to the middle in transition and finds Knecht on the wing. Really good play.
Knecht in double figures with 10. Dilion commits the foul on Alexander, the 6th team foul against the Vols. Creighton, the least fouling team in the country, has only committed 1 so far tonight.
Stephen Ashworth, got to get out of him all the time. And then on the other end, in transition, to Dalton Knecht on the wing. 29-27, Vols.
No matter who you're rooting for, fan work is thirsty work. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. What a start to this one. Neither team is led by more than 4 so far, and with 3:41 to go, it's a 2-point Tennessee lead. Creighton has not committed a foul in the last 13 minutes. Meanwhile, the next Tennessee foul will send the Blue Jays to the line.
Well, how about this, Andrew? As you can see between Baylor Shireman and Dalton Knecht, what they're doing. Creighton's gone 53 straight games without anyone fouling out. That's the longest streak since 05-06. These guys do not foul. It's an incredible streak they have. How about this? Only 2 teams this year have shot 1-1 in the first half against them.
Incredible. Over to Evan.
And guys, it's not luck. It's coached by Greg McDermott. And talking to Ryan Kalkbrenner about it, he said it's about obviously being in the right position, not guessing, not being late. Goes into scouting, but also walling up and sometimes not going for the block of the steal and just taking what you're given.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and obviously they are well-schooled by Greg McDermott. Both these coaches are tremendous. Well-schooled by Greg McDermott to not foul and still play solid defense.
Shireman trying to feed Kalkbrenner, and the foul is committed. That's the 7th team foul against Tennessee. Rick Barnes and Greg McDermott met 5 times when Barnes was at Texas and McDermott was at Iowa State, and Barnes won all 5. Good friends, though. A lot of respect between the two. McDermott Kalkbrenner rather misses the front end. 71% on the year. Knecht creates some space, misses short. Shireman the rebound.
That's really where you need to attack them, with Kalkbrenner running that drop coverage.
Dillion still out there for the Volunteers. Ashworth thinking about a deep 3, takes it and makes it.
Wow, that was deep, and that was right in Dillion's face.
2 long threes for Ashworth in the first half, and then Alexander commits the foul.
I mean, Dillion's got significant size. With these guys here, you got to close out harder than that.
5th 3 of the night for Creighton. They average better than 10 per game, which is 6th most in the country.
And we saw how they started out against Oregon. They couldn't buy a shot, and they ended up with 15 threes. Granted, it was in double overtime, but they had 15 threes.
They weren't shooting great in practice yesterday either, and Greg McDermott said, guys, are we going to do this again like we did against Oregon in the first half? Different story here. 5 of 11 from deep. Ziegler bounces one. Owaka, turnaround.
Tough shot there. Fade away from 12 feet.
Shireman, corner 3, buries it. 15 already for Shireman, and Rick Barnes calls timeout. We are back with our tournament summary, and at the half, Duke up 1 on Houston. The winner will see NC State in the Elite 8 on Sunday. Marquette losing first time this tournament. The Big East has had a loss, and we had a front row seat for Purdue rolling over Gonzaga in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Boilermakers are really on a roll, but right now, Tennessee's got to figure out a way to stop Baylor Shireman. They're his parents.
Yeah, Shannon and Scott, they like what they see so far. Remember, Baylor was a great quarterback in high school at Aurora High School in Nebraska. 59 passing touchdowns in 2018. Has that QB vision on the court. That one does not have eyes for the bottom of the basket, but a foul is committed by the Blue Jays. That's going to go on Farabello.
And one of the things that Creighton's been able to do in the last couple of possessions was get the ball up quickly before that defense is set. That's why Shireman was able to get that 3 in the corner.
Adu. This is in tight. Kalkbrenner clears. Ashworth pushes the other way.
Kalkbrenner, 3-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Only Mourning and Ewing did that.
Ashworth, high arcing shot won't go. And the rebound to Adu. Blue Jays started 2 of 7 from deep. Since then, they've made 4 of their last 6 from beyond the arc. Shireman all over Knecht. Great matchup here.
Yeah, he's been working really hard on him, Andrew.
Corner 3 is good. Cameron Carr off the bench. Just his 14th game of the year.
Rick Barnes is really going deep on that bench.
If you're just joining us, Santiago Vescovi out tonight with an illness for Tennessee. And with a couple of guys with 2 fouls, Rick Barnes has had to dig deep. Carr providing a spark there. Ashworth fakes the 3. Farabello's wide open. Drives in on Knecht. And not a good shot there. As we approach the final minute of the first half. And a foul before the shot is called on Creighton. Coming up, AT&T at the half. First half analysis and an update on that Duke-Houston game we just told you about. All the tournament news as well. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half as Trey Alexander picks up his 2nd foul.
Well, if the past holds up, he's not fouling out. Let's say that.
He does come out with 1:02 to play.
I'll tell you, Zakai Ziegler is so fast. He puts a lot of pressure on your defense.
Ziegler, yes. He's got 7 points to go along with 4 assists in the first half.
Really good with that floater.
The 7th lead change of the first half. What a game here in Detroit. Shireman has carried Creighton so far. What a feed to Kalkbrenner. 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Adu has not done a good job with Kalkbrenner on those rim rolls.
Kalkbrenner has 8 points and 6 rebounds. Here comes Adu to set the screen. 5 on the shot clock. Ziegler to the hoop. Another rainbow off the mark. Rebound Farabello. 5 seconds left. Farabello with 3. Farabello puts one up. Nowhere close. Green almost on the follow, and that is how the first half comes to an end.
Man, plenty of time to get a better shot than that. I can tell you that right now from Farabello. But here, Adu gets solid with a little screen in the back there, which was a good play, and Adu could not get there. Farabello with a nice little back screen there.
Greg McDermott is talking to one of the officials before walking over to Evan, and now he is with Evan Washburn.
Well, Coach, hopefully you got some clarity there. Outside of picking up the tempo, what changed for you guys offensively?
Well, the tempo had a lot to do with it. And, you know, we got Kalkbrenner at the rim some, and I thought the more we can do that, the more that's going to loosen up our three-point shooters if we can establish the rim.
What do you need to do defensively to match them?
I mean, they're hard. They're making a lot of those mid-range two-point shots. I think we've done a good job on Dalton for the most part, and we played for the most part without fouling until the end there. But you know, we've got to win the point of attack on that ball screen a little bit with Ziegler, and then continue to do a good job finding Knecht.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Knecht has 10 points in the first half. Neither team led by more than 4. 35-34, Blue Jays at the break. Coming up, we'll send you to AT&T at the half. It's right after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Moments away from the start of the second half, we take a look at the first half numbers. You see the points off turnovers, 8-0 in favor of Tennessee, but Creighton did not commit a turnover in the last 14 minutes and 55 seconds as you see the Capital One first half stats. Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from Evan Washburn coming up. Your thoughts on the first half, Mr. Lapis?
Well, you know, it started out as a defensive struggle, but the offense picked up a little bit later in the half. People were getting out in transition, and more good things were happening. But for Creighton, Baylor Shireman was making a lot of things happen in that half. There's no doubt. This kid is, what makes him good is he can go off the dribble. He's not a catch and shoot who comes off screens. He can do that, but I love the fact that he can create his own off the dribble, and obviously he is a high level three-point shooter.
He had 15 points in the first half, including 8 over the final 8 minutes. 15 for Shireman as we check in with Evan.
Spoke to Rick Barnes. The #1 key coming into this game and in the second half, get back on defense, limiting transition. That obviously shifted things in the first half. He said offensively, we're getting looks. We have to make them to keep pace with Creighton. I asked him specifically about guarding Shireman. He said, we have to give him more attention. So we'll see what attention, guys, looks like here in the second half.
Well, one thing that hurt too a little bit, Evan, was that Meshack got 2 fouls, and he's a very physical defender. So when he was on him early, he made it hard for Shireman. Now he's back in. Let's see what happens.
Again, if you're just joining us, no Santiago Vescovi for Tennessee, out with an illness tonight. Here's Knecht, 10 points in the first half. His first shot of the second off the front of the rim, but an offensive rebound. Ziegler for 3. It's good! And Tennessee regains the lead.
And you know, Tennessee's problem in this game isn't scoring. Usually, I mean, if they score 70, usually they win because their defense is so good. So they got to tighten it up on this end of the floor. James is now guarding Shireman.
Alexander had a tough first half. He was just 1 of 6 for 3 points. Ashworth, catch and shoot, knocks it down. Ashworth has 8.
Doing a good job coming off those screens, being ready to shoot. I don't know about that one.
That was a long 2. Ashworth the rebound. What a pass to Shireman, who's fouled. How did Ashworth sneak that one through?
That was a tremendous pass, but give Shireman credit. He was running the floor hard. He had the entire Tennessee defense beat that time, but Ashworth threw a dime here.
Ooh. Adu commits his first foul. Look at that tight window that Ashworth threw it through.
And that's the one thing. What did Rick Barnes say at halftime? He wants his guys to get back on defense. That was not a good start for the Volunteers.
Adu comes out and Owaka returns. So Rick Barnes sending Adu right to the bench. Shireman makes his 30th consecutive free throw. And the Blue Jays up by 2. Knecht for 3.
Tough shot.
Follows his miss, and he's fouled. Knecht knew it was off the mark, and he was right there to get the offensive rebound.
Yeah, I mean, Knecht takes a tough one. That was pretty well contested, but he does a good job of going after it. And a rare foul by Kalkbrenner.
His first of the night, sending Knecht to the line. He had those late free throws to seal the win against Texas in the second round. The rules are simple. Win to get in. Tune in as playoff hopefuls battle to earn their spot in the postseason. It's the NBA play-in tournament, April 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT, True TV, and Max. Knecht gets it done at the line, but he's 4 of 12 from the floor tonight. Well, you called it early. Alexander's been bringing it up so that Ziegler's not on Ashworth.
Yeah, who needs having him, like, you know what I mean, in you all the time?
He's a headache.
He's a headache.
Kalkbrenner, stiff screen. Alexander finds himself open, but it's not been his night. Usually he's money in those mid-range shots, but so far tonight he has struggled. Just 1 of 7.
You know, James hasn't been able, he made a couple of threes early in this game, and he hasn't been able to get anything since. They love running Knecht on the baseline.
Here's James over Miller.
Guess he listens. Very coachable kid.
8 points for James after he hit those 2 threes in the first half. He's 3 of 3 from the floor.
See, this is what Tennessee wants. They want Creighton in half court. They don't want him running.
Once again, the shot clock inside 10. We've seen that a number of times tonight for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, when you're in the half court, boy, it's hard to get a shot against these guys.
Shireman forces one up, but first to travel. Great defense by Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great defensive set there.
First turnover in 17 and a half minutes for the Blue Jays. Ziegler, a rainbow, comes up short. Ashworth fighting for the rebound. Miller has it. Whoa, Ziegler and Ashworth tangled up behind the play. 4 on 4 the other way. Shireman bounces one to Kalkbrenner. Rejected by James. Wow. Ziegler saved it from going out of bounds. Knecht coast to coast for 2.
What a great move in transition. Dalton Knecht is very good with the ball. And this half-court defense is really getting sticky now.
Tennessee fans making noise here in Motown. Kalkbrenner out to Shireman. Bad pass by Kalkbrenner. Knecht 2 on 1. Over to Meshack. He lays it in.
Timeout.
Largest lead for Tennessee. And Greg McDermott will call timeout. Ashworth will call it. Kalkbrenner with a bad pass, and Greg McDermott wants to know why. The Volunteers on an 8-0 run. Watch Masters live for exclusive coverage of Amen Corner 15 and 16 and featured groups. Watch live on the CBS Sports app. Dalton Knecht this half, 4 points, 2 assists.
Yeah, well, he does a good job. That was a terrible pass, too, by Ryan Kalkbrenner. Greg McDermott didn't like it. Good transition for Tennessee there. Meshack with the finish.
The Vols have not turned it over in the last 14 minutes, and this was McDermott going at Kalkbrenner after that timeout by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrible pass, and Kalkbrenner did not go up strong and allowed James to block that shot of his. He should have gone up much stronger.
Over to Evan.
And guys, the messaging from McDermott in that huddle was something he says he hadn't had to do all season. Guys had to be tougher against this Tennessee defense. Kind of putting that out to his guys. Have to be tougher.
He's a 1,000% right, which is, I'm not surprised because he's a heck of a coach. But yeah, these guys now, and it shows when they play in the half court. When they get out in transition, doesn't show as much. But here, the physicality of Tennessee really shows up. They need to run that pick and roll because that's the best thing they have going.
Alexander had it knocked away. Knecht again running the break all the way for 2.
What a finish.
Meanwhile, Shireman is yet to attempt a shot here in the second half. He's got the ball here, fakes the 3. Now he'll take a deep 3. Ziegler the rebound. Knecht for 3. Offensive rebound to Awaka.
And that's what Awaka does. He's tough on the offensive glass.
7th offensive rebound for Tennessee. Vols up by 8, looking for more. Knecht out to Ziegler, left alone for 3. It's good! A 13-0 run.
Out of nowhere, great offense that time, but it's down here that's really giving Creighton all kinds of trouble. They haven't run that pick and roll in forever.
They can't get open.
And they can't get Kalkbrenner the ball because if you're half court, you're bogged down, get it to the big man. Oh.
What a play defensively by Meshack, who's still slow to join the play. He's just getting up and running down the floor. Tennessee playing stifling defense here in the second half. Knecht. The follow is good. Meshack cleaning it up.
They might need another timeout because this thing is getting away from them fast.
They've missed their last 5 shots on this end. Ashworth looking for help out to Alexander. A 15-0 run. Shireman around Knecht.
Wow.
Missed it. Nothing going Creighton's way.
Complete layup.
James for 3. Yes! And Greg McDermott wants another timeout. 18 in a row for Tennessee. All right, Ernie, thank you very much. NC State awaiting the winner of that one. Meanwhile, here in Detroit, an 18-0 run for Tennessee. 10 of the 18 have come in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's all been spurred by this defense that right now Creighton has not been able to get anything in transition. The half-court defense has been spectacular, and now they're really feeling it, Tennessee, playing much better on the offensive end also.
Blue Jays are 0 for 4 on layups here in the second half. Nothing has come easy against this Tennessee D. Shireman for 3. And that's a start. At least it stops the run for the Blue Jays.
The best offense that Creighton has had in the half court has been the pick and roll, and they've gotten away from it. That time they ran the pick and roll, there was some confusion. Shireman ends up with a shot by himself.
15th time this year, he scored at least 20 in a game. Ziegler around the screen. And Awaka is able to finish. fifth assist for Zakai Ziegler.
And one thing about Tennessee, they're one of the least pick and roll teams in the country, and they ran a good pick and roll there. They got him a layup.
Alexander draws the foul. That'll go on Meshack, and that's his third. And Rick Barnes will bring Jordan Gainey off the bench to replace Meshack. Rick Barnes picked up his 800th career win in late February against Texas A&M. One of 15 all-time with at least 800 victories.
And a finalist for the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Yep. Announced for the first time in December. Shireman coughs it up. Seventh turnover by the Jays. In transition, Gainey a three.
Great transition defense that time. Oh.
Good Green cleans it up.
Good move by Jason Green there. He's really giving them a lift. He gave them a lift at Oregon, and that certainly helps today.
James's three no good, and Kalkbrenner the rebound. Farabello hops off the bench for the Blue Jays. Inside 12 to go.
Creighton trying to get some ball reversals, but these guys are like glue, let me tell you.
Shot clock at 6. Shireman step back, no good. Green, the offensive rebound, and lays it in.
He's giving him some energy on the glass at least. And we know, we've seen Creighton enough to know how explosive they can be.
Here's Knecht, defended by Shireman. And he'll pull it out. Owaka comes to set the screen. Knecht through traffic. Out to Gainey with 5 on the shot clock.
Good defensive set for Creighton.
Gainey a three. It's good. And Greg McDermott just turns and walks the other way.
Yeah, I mean, it was good defense. Nothing you can say about that. 26% three-point shooter. Buries it.
Shireman, position down low. Draws contact, looking for the foul. No call, but he gets the bucket. Greg McDermott's hot. Shireman with 22 as we approach 10.5 to play.
And a long time without a break here. We're still looking for the under 12. Oh, what a move.
Owaka. Misfires to the left. Alexander the rebound. How about Kalkbrenner? Still no field goals this half.
He's only touched the ball like twice. I know people will say, you know, the Big East is physical. The Big East is not as physical as Tennessee is.
Here's Kalkbrenner trying to get in the score sheet here in the second half, and he does. And the lead is 10 at the midway point of the second half.
The Big East has some great finesse teams, which I think Creighton is one of them. But physicality, Tennessee.
Ziegler through the paint, and he knocks it down. Wow, Ziegler has been clutch tonight. He's got 15 points to go along with 5 assists.
He plays incredibly hard.
No turnovers for Ziegler either.
We're still waiting for the under 12, right?
I think we are. Alexander, and he's fouled by Knecht. And now we've got the under 12. A 12-point game.
Well, this thing going back and forth. Creighton trying to hang in there right now, down 12. See if they can get it going.
We are back with our game summary. We talked about this right off the top, the matchup between Shireman and Knecht. So far, Shireman with 22, Knecht 16, but the Vols lead by 12.
Yeah, I mean, both those kids have been terrific. There's no doubt about it, but this defense for Tennessee in the second half has been stifling. Creighton not getting out in transition at all. They've had to set up against it. And then on the other end, Tennessee shooting the ball much better, distributing the ball, driving and kicking to guys for three. And this kid is a really, really good player, but so's Baylor Shireman. These are two of the best small forwards, if not the two best small forwards in the country.
Tennessee outscoring Creighton by 13 here in the second half. Alexander at the line. Knecht gets a break. That's something Ziegler has not had tonight. He has played wire to wire with 5 assists and no turnovers.
Well, interesting that Rick Barnes played 10 guys in the first half. He usually plays 7 for a whole game, but not having Vescovy has made him alter things. But guess what? Playing all those guys may have helped. And now Creighton in the zone, which is a rarity for them. They've played 15, how about this, Aiden? 15 possessions of zone all year.
All year.
All year.
Ziegler trying to shoot through the zone. Farabello tracks it down, but he lost it. A scramble, and it ends up in the arms of Meshack.
And it's not a bad idea to change because they really were getting cut up a little bit in the offensive end. But, you know, when you only do something 14 times a year, you can't be that good at it.
Gainey misses. Kalkbrenner could not get the rebound, but Alexander has it.
Now, I'm sure they practice it more, but Greg McDermott's taking a chance for sure, but he wanted to change the tempo of his game.
Alexander is 1 of 8 tonight. Oh, he was open for a second. Didn't notice it.
Yeah, he's been a little lost tonight. The physicality of this defense has hurt him.
Farabello with 4 on the shot clock. Out to Kalkbrenner for 3. Way too strong. The rebound is Shireman. A rare offensive rebound and the foul.
Hey, this is a typical example of right place, right time. 2 Tennessee kids fighting for the ball. Shireman ends up with it, is able to finish it and get the and one.
Fouls on James. And Shireman a chance to add to his total.
And all of a sudden, we have a 7-point game.
A 9-2 run for the Blue Jays.
They're in a box-in one. They are playing Dalton Knecht man-to-man. Trey Alexander is guarding Dalton Knecht, and everybody else is in a zone. Very interesting defense.
Farabello commits the foul. And that takes us to a timeout with 7:54 to go. Creighton trying to fight back against Tennessee. The first 2 slots in the Final Four will be filled tomorrow on TBS. Illinois against UConn, followed by Clemson taking on Alabama. It all starts with the Nissan NCAA tip-off at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, take a look at this defense. Trey Alexander here is face guarding Dalton Knecht. The other 4 guys are in the zone. I've done a lot of games this year. I haven't seen the box-in-one defense not one time. Interesting change there. I guess that's the one thing that Rick Barnes is worried about. I mean, that Greg McDermott is worried about Dalton Knecht, and he says, we'll see what the other guys can do.
Let's check in with Evan.
Guys, complete mood shift, as you would imagine, in that Creighton huddle. And Greg McDermott kind of getting his guys to smile, recognizing how much time there is to play. This team has been here before, leaning on the leaders, Shireman, Kalkbrenner, to try and shift that mood.
Oh, it doesn't go in. Off a brilliant pass from Ziegler.
I take it back. I think it was a triangle in 2, which is the same philosophy as a box-in-one, except they're playing Ziegler and Knecht and challenging the other guys to do something.
Kalkbrenner down low for 2.
Take a look. It's really they're guarding Ziegler and Knecht man-to-man, and the other guys are in a zone, the other 3 guys. Knecht gives up the ball. Farabello's face guarding him. Very interesting.
James for 3. Long rebound out to Alexander.
I think it's a great move by Greg McDermott. Those were the 2 guys hurting him. Now he's playing them man-to-man and everybody else. I think it's a great move.
They're on an 11-2 run. The lead is down to 5.
I don't see people do this kind of, they call them junk defenses. I don't think it's junk. I like it.
Shireman left alone for 3. And a foul is called over the back on Jason Green.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Tennessee has really cooled off with that defensive shift. They're 1 for their last 6 from the floor.
Yeah, I mean, he's decided, I'm going to take out their 2 best offensive players, and guess what? If James or Meshack or Awaka hurt me, okay, but I don't want these 2 guys to hurt me. I don't know how much they've practiced this, but they're doing it pretty well.
Awaka, short, Kalkbrenner over to Alexander. Farabello running on the break with Alexander, who does not have numbers, and pulls it back.
This kid's got to get in the game, Trey Alexander. There it is.
And the foul. Shireman looking for Kalkbrenner.
That has worked tonight on a regular basis. That pick and roll, dive, run hard to the rim like Kalkbrenner does. Right there, they stay too long, and he's one of the best at catching that and finishing it. That time he gets fouled.
Oh, they call Meshack for that foul, which is his 4th. It looked like it was Awaka.
It did.
That was on Kalkbrenner. And now the officials at the scorer's table. And Rick Barnes is over there as well. And they have changed the call, which is a good decision. It was on Awaka. So that's the 2nd on Awaka.
And you know, I don't think Rick Barnes has seen this defense this year. So now the question is, how are they going to attack it? See, man-to-man on Ziegler.
All of a sudden, a 1-possession game. After an 18-0 run by Tennessee, Creighton has gone on a 20-7 run.
Look how they're playing Ziegler and Knecht. Everybody else in the zone.
Shot clock down to 5. Knecht, that's a deep 3. It's good! Knecht from deep.
When you play that defense, those 2 guys can't score. Somebody else has to score.
Knecht has 19. Alexander coughs it up and is slow to get up. 5 on 4 the other way. Awaka. And no call, no foul. It's
no foul.
Creighton basketball.
I mean, this defense is designed so that somebody should have been there waiting on that screen. That was a good play by Rick Barnes to screen for Knecht. But one of those zone guys got to get up on him quickly.
And then no call here, out of bounds to Creighton. Alexander is hobbling a little bit, but he's staying on the floor. He was slow to get up the last trip down the court.
They've made life very difficult for him.
Ashworth is back in for Farabello. With 5 minutes to go. 65-59 game. Alexander to the basket, missed it. And it is saved to Green. Ashworth corner 3, bottom!
I'll tell you, that Green is tough on the glass.
What a spark the Millard North product from Omaha has provided. A 12-3 run. Here's a 3, and it's good! Knecht!
Trey Alexander is supposed to be face guarding him so that he can't catch it like that easily.
22 for Knecht. Ashworth beats Knecht to the basket and finishes.
And you don't see Stephen Ashworth get balls to the basket that often. He's a great three-point shooter. That time he just blows right by Knecht.
What a battle here in Detroit.
They put Shireman on Knecht now.
Knecht another 3. Not this time, and Alexander the rebound. Greg McDermott wants them to push. Bad pass, but knocked out by Knecht. Oh, now they're going to talk about it. I think Knecht is saying that it was already out. Shireman indicating, oh wow, Tennessee ball. And Greg McDermott is not happy with that pass. You can read his lips. Why?
Yeah, why?
Oh,
he hit it.
I think he did.
He did hit it.
Wow. That was a great sell job by Knecht. Woo-ho-ho-ho. And what a game here in Detroit. 3:54 to go. 4-point Tennessee lead. Coming up next, Adam Lefko, Jay Wright, Candace Parker, Seth Davis, and Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on TBS. The Creighton fans are very unhappy after the ball was called out of bounds off Creighton. It looks like Knecht touches it there. You can see his fingers move, but they're not allowed to review it. Not inside 2 minutes, so it's Tennessee basketball.
That's a big call.
Only one timeout left for the Blue Jays. They had to use 2 during that big Tennessee run earlier in the half.
And they've switched up. Now they have Shireman guarding Knecht and Alexander in the zone.
Knecht, no good. And the ball over to Shireman.
That was a good move by Greg McDermott. Alexander was not doing a good job in his role in that box triangle and 2.
Alexander is just 1 for 9 tonight. Can he find some late magic? Defended by Ziegler. Finds a wide open Creighton and sends it out.
Oh my goodness, he had a dunk.
Wow. Now Ashworth with 8 on the shot clock. Kalkbrenner with 5. Kalkbrenner, no good, and the rebound to Meshack.
Yeah, I thought he had a dunk initially. They need to get some screens. The way to play against this offense is you got to get some screens for Ziegler like they did before for Knecht, and he made a 3. Look at Shireman face guarding him.
Knecht to the basket, rejected by Kalkbrenner. Shireman dives, but it goes out of bounds with just 4 on the shot clock. Kalkbrenner got up there. And now Tennessee will have to get up a shot quickly.
You know what, Andrew? Tennessee number 4 in the nation in scoring with under 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. So let's see what they do here.
It'll be Ziegler to inbound.
Tough place to inbound from.
And he calls timeout. So 2 timeouts left for Rick Barnes and the Vols. They lead by 4 with 2:47 to go. Tennessee with the ball up by 4 and only 4 seconds on the shot clock.
And a tough place to inbound from, which is why they had to call timeout there.
Keep in mind, the Blue Jays have only committed 3 fouls, so late, if they're still down, they may need to give some with only 3 on the board.
They've been in this position a bunch of times this year.
They've done this before.
How about Tennessee has 2 turnovers for the game?
Well, before the timeout, Ashworth was guarding the inbound. Now James will inbound and Kalkbrenner's on him.
Good change there.
Here's Ziegler splitting the D. Ziegler
traveled.
And he traveled. And as you pointed out, that's just their 3rd turnover of the night. First turnover in 28 minutes for Tennessee.
Well, bringing in another 3-point shooter, taking out Jason Green, who's been great on the glass, bringing Mason Miller back in the game.
One of the last 2 games for Green, first against Oregon and another spark tonight.
The best thing that Creighton has done in the half court is run the pick and roll with Kalkbrenner. Alexander's struggling.
Now Meshack on Ashworth, and a foul is called. That's the 6th against Tennessee. And now Meshack has 4.
Greg McDermott's got that card out with 100 plays on it.
Yeah, he showed it to us yesterday. Couldn't even count how many plays were on that card. But such a veteran team. They've been through this before. All you got to do is look to the game against Oregon on Saturday in Pittsburgh.
Here's the pick and roll. Got to throw it to him.
They do. Kalkbrenner. That's a foul. Owaka's all over him. 4 on the shot clock. Kalkbrenner turnaround. No. And a foul against Mason Miller.
I don't know, all that banging. I mean, to me it looked like Kalkbrenner was being fouled. I mean, take a look at this. Well, before that, but yeah.
Well, Awaka forced a tough shot by Kalkbrenner, who's 6 of 12 tonight, 14 points, 7 rebounds.
Back to the straight man-to-man, it looks like. Nope, still in the triangle.
Knecht bounces to Ziegler. He'll go up over Kalkbrenner, nowhere close. And then on the baseline, a foul is called. That's going to go on Trey Alexander, his third.
Meshack, I tell you what, that is a physical kid.
Comes from a family of Division I athletes. His dad, mom, brother, and sister all played competitively in Division I. Awaka counted in the foul! Big shot by the sophomore from Hyde Park, New York.
Huge shot on a great defensive player on top of it. They run the pick and roll, and Kalkbrenner tries to wall up. And Awaka, seeking out the contact, gets the call.
4 points, 3 rebounds for Awaka. And another substitution for Greg McDermott as Miller comes back on the floor. 71-64 as we approach 90 seconds to play. Shireman on the attack, missed it. And the rebound is grabbed by Awaka.
They got to start using those fouls, I think. Well, no, they have only one. Next one's 1-1, so no.
And Ashworth will give it with 1:17 to go, fouling Ziegler. Meanwhile, update from Dallas, Duke just won. So they beat Houston. It will be Duke and NC State for a spot in the Final Four. Meanwhile, here in Detroit, the winner of this one will take on Purdue in the Elite Eight on Sunday. Purdue beating Gonzaga earlier tonight. This has been a crazy game of runs. Tennessee had an 18-0 run in the second half. Creighton responded, but now the Vols trying to put away the Blue Jays as Ashworth fouls again.
If anybody at home doesn't think that the physicality of Tennessee didn't bother Creighton, they're crazy.
It did. Is what we were talking about, an 18-0 run. Creighton came back with a 25-16 run. Got it within 3. But Tennessee now has scored a 7-2 run with one more free throw to come.
They've made life incredibly difficult for Creighton, especially in the half court.
Dalton Knecht with 22 points tonight to lead Tennessee. Baylor Shireman with 25 to lead the Blue Jays. Kalkbrenner has not scored in the last 5 minutes. Awaka has really done a good job defensively.
Well, he's being tough with him and he's pushing him way out. So he's taking these 8-10-foot jumpers. You got to go quick.
Alexander, step back, draws the foul. And that stops the clock and sends Alexander to the free throw line. And that is the 5th foul on Jahmai Meshack. So he is fouled out. He got the start tonight for Santiago Vescovi, who did not play due to illness. I think Meshack is saying that he was not the one. And they have changed it. They're going to put it on Awaka. That's the second time Meshack is fouled out, but not fouled out. Alexander is at the free throw line. Has been a tough night for Trey. 1 of 9 from the floor for just 5 points.
And a guy that normally is able to get in the lane, there was no lane to be had for him tonight. Not without taking a couple of shots. Well, now Creighton's got to set up some kind of pressure here.
A Creighton team that came so close to the Final Four a year ago. A possession away, San Diego State knocking them out in the Elite Eight. And guys like Shireman and Kalkbrenner and Alexander all came back to make another run at the Final Four. They have some work to do inside a minute to play.
Here comes the pressure, and I do think if they don't get a turnover, they need to foul.
James trying to get it in. Over to Gainey. Gainey lost it, and Gainey was out. It's Creighton basketball.
Oh, that was a big turnover there.
Only the 4th turnover of the night by Tennessee.
And Creighton has 1 timeout left, so a score, a timeout. Get your subs in for the press and try and do the same thing again. If you score here, you don't have to foul this time.
Here's Ashworth. Catch and shoot three is way off the mark.
Not a good shot. Now they got a foul.
And Miller fouls Knecht. Yeah, Ashworth did not have to force that one so quickly.
Absolutely not.
That's his 2nd personal.
Yeah, contested 3 from that distance as soon as it comes in bounds.
Purdue waiting in the wings on Sunday. A very impressive second half earlier tonight against Gonzaga in front of a lot of Purdue fans who made the trip. Now Knecht at the line. And he knocks in the front end.
There's some significant orange in this building too.
No doubt. Knecht 2 out of 2. Allen Houston among those in orange. All-time leading scorer in school history.
He was a pretty good shooter.
You think? Alexander drives in and oh my goodness.
What a night for him.
1 for 10 from the floor.
One more time.
And Shireman gives the foul. Man, you feel for Trey Alexander, but these Tennessee fans can taste it. If they can close the door on Creighton, they'll advance to their 2nd Elite Eight all-time.
Bruce Pearl had the first one.
Back in 2010. Entering tonight, Tennessee just 1-7 all-time in Sweet 16 games.
And you know, Andrew, I was shocked when I heard back then that was their first Elite Eight, because they've had a good basketball program for a long time. When I was young, they had the Bernie and Ernie show, and Ernie Grunfeld and Bernard King. I mean, had some great programs.
Never reached the Final Four. BYU, Xavier, and Missouri, the only 3 with more tournament appearances than Tennessee without a Final Four. Ashworth out to Alexander for 3. That one's good, and Greg McDermott will use his final timeout with 19.2 on the clock. An 8-point Tennessee advantage. Here's a look at about what we were talking about. Tennessee 1-7 in their Sweet 16 games, 0 Final Four appearances, but what a performance tonight without one of their starters in Santiago Vescovi.
Yeah, I mean, their bench did a credible job, especially in the first half. And then in the second half, Rick Barnes went with his regular guys.
Only 4 turnovers for Tennessee tonight and 2 missed free throws. They have played a very clean game, a very physical game. And of course, as always, their defense has been strong.
And if they score 70, they are really tough. And they have 77 right now, because it's hard to get 70 against them. Creighton's on the verge, but not there yet.
Gainey will get it into Ziegler. And Farabello commits the foul. Tell you what, how about if Tennessee gets this win, the matchup between Ziegler and Braden Smith of Purdue?
Wow, that is going to be must-see TV.
I'll be here.
Yeah, me too.
Let's do it. Ziegler's not come out of the game tonight. Wire to wire, 15 points, 6 assists, and just 1 turnover.
But he's got to make free throws. 72% free throw shooter.
Ashworth will come back in. Creighton will have to go quickly.
Tennessee with a little pressure here to make it a little harder.
Alexander with 15 seconds left. Alexander, deep three is good. Another three for Alexander. James will try to get it in quickly. He does. He finds Ziegler, and Ashworth fouls with 10.7 on the clock in a 6-point game. And now big free throws for Zakai Ziegler. Talking to Rick Barnes yesterday about Zakai Ziegler, and he said his DNA has had the biggest impact of anyone in our program since I've been here. He puts fear in opposing coaches, and Lap, we could feel that tonight.
Oh no, this guy is a ball hawk like you've not seen. For a guy his size to be the SEC player of the year with all those shot blockers and everything else in that league, and he didn't even lead the league in steals. Usually a guy that size leads the league in steals, then he could be defensive player of the year. This guy ruins your whole offense because of his defense on the point guard. And that's where Braden Smith, it's going to be an interesting match.
Shireman to Ashworth across midcourt. Ashworth stops, puts up a three, hits another. James gets it into Knecht. Farabello with the foul, and 4.9 on the clock. It'll be 2 shots for Tennessee. Dalton Knecht, 24 points tonight, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and no turnovers for the SEC Player of the Year and the consensus first-team All-American. Dalton Knecht's family among the many in orange in attendance here in Detroit.
Hey, no knock on Northern Colorado, but that's where he was last year. I mean, that's unbelievable.
And now Greg McDermott will take Ryan Kalkbrenner out, who has an interesting decision to make. He is a senior, but he does have another year of eligibility. That'll all be sorted out over the coming weeks. And Stephen Ashworth coming out as well, the senior transfer from Utah State. A seamless fit for Ashworth in his first year in Omaha. And Shireman, what a job he did, 13-team All-American. Alexander, Farabello, all coming out. Another great season for Greg McDermott and the Blue Jays. Last year to the Elite Eight, and this year knocked out in the Sweet 16.
Really good job. I mean, he's a tremendous coach. He's got a great program.
Knecht knocks it in, 82-75. And for just the second time ever, Tennessee is going to the Elite Eight.